Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhung, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the Padma Kumara Yidam at Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. Sumo Danchen Katso Tutan City. All Dhamma Masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
Aishiteru. Shaname. Oramiko. Kekeromocho. Sukoi. Ichiban. Kimochi. Jumi. Yapi. Burin burin. Konnichiwa.
I would like to announce for next Sunday, November 13th at 3 p.m. There will be Golden Mother Homa Fire Offering Ceremony. This ceremony perhaps is the last ceremony before my return to Taiwan, correct? Yes. The first ceremony is Golden Mother and the last one is also Golden Mother. After all, Golden Mother is the one who brought me into the Buddhist door, the one who made the Grandmaster Lu. And it's also her who told me that I am Padma Kumara. So all originated from Golden Mother. That's our true Buddha school. We can say that without the Golden Mother, there will not be Grandmaster Lu. And without Grandmaster Lu, there will not be Padma Kumara. And there will not be true Buddha school either. And events that's happening will not be here either without Golden Mother. Therefore, Golden Mother is the origin of everything at the school.
这是值得尊敬啊，非常。
So she deserves our reverence.
无话可说。
It's beyond words.
如果没有碰到牙齿金母
If I had not encountered the Golden Mother,
我现在大概是退休了。
now I would have been retired
从测量界
from the surveying
可能是这样。
world. Perhaps
碰到牙齿金母
it would have been like this if I hadn't met the Golden Mother. Graduated from the Survey Engineering College,
台湾的第一条高速公路
work in the surveying field. The first highway in Taiwan was surveyed by me.
还有钓鱼台
And Del Itai
宜南
from the north.
宜南的那个是什么山啊？云南有一个山，很大的山。
At Yinan, there's a big mountain. What is it called?
宜南有什么山？
What mountains are there in Yilan?
奇怪了，我突然之间年纪大，想不起宜兰那个山。
Pretty getting at old age, all of a sudden I cannot remember the name of that mountain.
宜兰有一座大山，从那里测量一直到台湾。
There's a big mountain in Yilan, and I started my survey from there all the way to Hongpitong,
到东部，
and then to the east to Paitong.
整个都测量过了。
I did all the survey.
那军中服役测量10年以后下来，
So provide my service in the military for 10 years,
大概是到
and then
测量公司去。
retired and perhaps would just work at the surveying company.
可是测量完了，我们就年纪到了，就退休。
And then eventually retired and go back home and eat our own meals, and that's the end of the life. There will not be Grandmaster
一
Lu,
到瑶池金母才完全改变。
only because I encountered the Golden Mother, everything was changed.
变
That's how human life is about changes.
我很尊敬瑶池金母，每天都念她的名字。
I highly respect Golden Mother. I always call on her name every day to ask for her help.
这一尊呢，
So this deity, the Golden Mother,
我终身的依顾。
is my reliance all my life.
我记得了，
Now I remember
南湖大山。
the mountain Nanhu in Yilan.
谁去过南湖大山？
Anyone's been there?
我们手机点点看，有没有南湖大山？
Check the internet.
为什么没有讲
Yes, it's there. Why didn't you say that when I asked earlier?
南湖大山
The great mountain Lanhu, all the way to the end of Taiwan, Hongpito.
一直测量到那里，从
So we serve it from Nanhu Mountain
高雄
all the way to Kaohsiung, 大林
Hongpito
Hongpito,
然后一直测到澎湖的宫北山。
and also serve it to the Mount Gongpe in Penghu. I have climbed all the mountains in Taiwan.
宜南在南湖大山，台北
Mount Nanhu in Yilan,
上是南宫的后山，
at the back mountain of the Zinan Temple
在
in
仙
Muza,
鸡岩有一个仙鸡岩，
at the Xianjiyan.
台北知道有台北住台北的人知道吗？
Anyone
仙鸡岩
living in Taipei know this? Xianjiyan. I also serve it there.
然后呢，
And then
到了那个新竹，新竹
to Hsinchu.
说什么山啊？
What is that mountain called? Let's not forget it.
新竹有一个山叫什么山？
What is that called? The mountain in Hsinchu.
我当然知道普陀山，但是那是佛教圣地。
Tiger Head
尖比
Mountain.
山吧，
That's a Buddhist
尖
place.
比山，我测量的地方啊，
Jenpi
尖
Mountain,
比山。
the place where I did my survey.
在看店这个七顶，有一个叫七顶的地方，
And a place called
到关庙
Chiting,
到
and then
归仁
to
台南，
Guan
庙
Miao,
归仁
Guiran in Tainan.
有测量一个山头，
There's a mountain there,
高
and we
雄
serve it.
就是凤鼻头，
And in Kaohsiung, Hongpito,
澎湖是拱北山，
and then Gongpe Mountain in Penghu.
尖比山。这是我
And
过去
Jenpi
测量
Mountain.
从
This is the survey that I did from north to south to every. 那么今天我们是做莲花童子护摩，刚刚已经讲过， Today we perform Padma Kumara Homa, and I already said it earlier.
有莲花童子，才有卢师尊。
Because there is Padma
我们莲花
Kumara,
童子，
therefore there is Grandmaster Lu. And Padma Kumara and Padma Sambhava are both
化身。
emanations or transformations of Amitabha Buddha.
所以有一个记载，在唐朝的时候，
Therefore, in the Tang Dynasty, there's a
童子
verse.
金线，
The lotus youth meets the golden sage. The showers of flowers left and right. The marvelous heavenly sound heard above the clouds, and it is
所以今
blissful
天的莲花童子也是弘扬
more than the
西
heavens.
方极乐世界阿弥陀佛的净土。
Therefore, Padma Kumara is also spreading the Pure Land of Sukawati, the same with Guru Padmasambhava.
莲花出生的菩萨，
Guru Padmasambhava is a lotus-born bodhisattva.
我记得那一条歌吗？
Do you remember that song?
就是那个 我们不管他这条歌的唱歌的人是谁，
We don't care the singer
他的行为怎么样，
or his conduct, but his song was still good.
有一片美丽的海，七朵莲花开，可爱的古人不知向我走来，他问我是否有前景有爱，我说我有爱，所以七朵莲花开。Om Ahom Bhaja Guru Bama Siddhi Om Om Ahom Bhaja Guru Bama Siddhi Om Om Ahom Bhaja Guru Bama Siddhi Om Om Ahom Bhaja Guru Bama Siddhi Om。这条歌很好，这个是莲花生大师。
That song was marvelous about Guru Padmasambhava.
跟莲花生大师。
So Padma Kumara and Padmasambhava are not differentiated. His lotus moon, which is also lotus youth, and Padma Kumara too is a lotus youth, and there are many, many lotus youth.
讲一个笑话吧。
Let me share a joke.
亲爱的，我希望我们以后不要。
Dear, let's not argue anymore in the future. Do you know when two people are fighting, it's like tug of war? The wife spoke.
另一边就会受伤吗？
So, like if one let go and the other, the opposite, will be hurtful, will be hurt. No, the husband said. I just want to say, the heavy one, but the fat one will win. 小明上课跟隔壁的女同学讲话。Xiaoming in class and was talking to his female classmate, and the teacher saw that and called on him. Xiaoming, stand up. Why are you talking to the girl next to you? And Xiaoming replied, oh, I'm just asking her a question. And the teacher said, if you have a question, you should ask the teacher instead. Xiaoming said, beautiful teacher, do you have time tonight? On a train, there's an elderly man, and there's a young mother sitting next to him, and her son kept tucking the mom's clothes and say, I want some milk. And mom said, it's not time yet, let's maybe after a few stations. And eventually mom took out a bottle of milk to feed the kid. Then the old man immediately got off the train and mumbling, why didn't you say it's a bottled milk? I missed a few stations because of that.
很好笑。好，现在进入主题。 你问我答。
Now we'll get on the main topic, on the question and answer.
师尊佛安，
Asked by Lian Hua
在
Ting
密
Kun,
教中，马嘎
Prime Master, in
是一
Tantric
尊非
Buddhism,
常大的护法，
Mahakala is a tremendous
论其
protector.
本地，在不同的
However,
时间，不同
There
的
are
宗
many
教
different
教
forms depending on the various origins, history, periods, and schools or
有
religions.
来自
For example,
前西瓦的，
there is
有
one
来自西
originated from Shiva
千手
or Heraja
上
or thousand eye, thousand arm Avalokitesvara, or even
黑袍马嘎。
the
所以弟子想起
emanation of primordial Buddha,
School 的传
the Black Mahakala.
中，关于马
So I like to ask several questions related to Mahakala in the true Buddha lineage.
第一，师尊所传授的黑
The first one,
六倍马嘎是否为习
was the six-armed Mahakala that Grandmaster transmitted
心中
an emanation
划线？
of the home syllable inside the heart
第二，
of the thousand eye, thousand arm Avalokitesvara?
马嘎
Second question,
和本地和顶是应
this
该
black
是西面
six-armed Mahakala's
观音
origin
或者
and
阿
crown? Is it the 11 face, thousand eye, thousand arm Avalokitesvara, or is it Amitabha?
师尊曾传其种子日为末或者后，是否因为
Grandmaster
其本
once
地
transmitted his syllable to be more or home.
若是有关
So is it because
后日划线，弟子
the origin is different?
是否
That he has different seed syllables? If I practice the one emanated from home syllable inside Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, should I use blue or black home syllable? Thank you for your advice. I bow 3 times. Mahakala
藏密最大的护法，
is the greatest protector in Tantric Buddhism.
最大的护法
In Tibetan Tantrayana,
天
Mahakala.
马哈嘎拉是怎么来的？
Where did Mahakala come from? Let me tell you.
要讲马哈嘎拉，刚好昨天晚上
Just by
来马哈
coincidence,
嘎拉的
last night,
儿子，
Mahakala's son came
我家里来了一个马哈嘎拉的儿子，
at my home. Mahakala's son came.
跟拉姆
Mahakala
是拉姆
and his
生的。
consort Lamu gave birth to a son.
我就问他，
So I asked him,
到底你是怎么来的？
how did you come
马
about?
哈嘎拉是怎么来的？
How did Mahakala come about?
跟我讲，
And his son said, first,
马哈嘎拉
Mahakala
印度教的一个魔神，
is a
印度教的魔神。
demon
这
god
里所讲的
of Hinduism.
这个来自于希瓦，也有洗金刚的，也有千手千眼。
There are the origins, Heraja,
化身
thousand eye, thousand arm, Avalokitesvara, or emanation from Kuan Yin.
好，我问说，他为什么会传到西藏呢？马哈嘎拉是印度教的，
Mahakala belonged to Hinduism. How did he go to Tibet?
马哈嘎拉的儿子跟我讲，
So Mahakala's son told me,
一
one,
龙树菩萨在
Nagarjuna
恒河的旁
Bodhisattva
边散步，
stroll on the bank of the Ganges River,
上流呢流下来一个
and
像
there was a
龙树菩萨下起来。
statue, a divine statue, floating on the river. So Nagarjuna picked it up and brought it to Nalanda temple. And so the statue was Mahakala. So it was Nagarjuna that picked up this statue and brought it to Nalanda temple. And in the 11th century, there was a great translator in Tibet. Called Ren Qin Suan Bu. He went to India. And saw this Mahakala. And he brought this Mahakala to Tibet in the 11th century. Called Ren Qin Suan Bu. So the translator from Indian Buddhism to Tibetan. So and then transmitted Mahakala to Tibet. And at his most prosperous time, there were many Mahakala temples in Tibet. That from the Mongolian dynasty, Kublai Khan highly revered Mahakala. Not Temujin, it's Kublai. So Kublai Khan highly revered Mahakala. So in his military fort, he also enshrined Mahakala. During the Mongolian or Yuan dynasty, they all worship Mahakala. And every time Kublai went into battles, he always prayed to Mahakala. So Mahakala was extremely popular in Yuan or Mongolian dynasty. At the Qing dynasty, Huang Taiji also had a gold made Mahakala in Beijing. Right now, we have a Mahakala temple. During the Qing dynasty, the temple from the Qing dynasty. And all this information was given to me by Mahakala's son. So now you know the origin. There are many legends about him. And his consort is called Lamu. Who is Lamu? Do you know? Have you been to Tibet? How many? Have you been to Lamu Lacho Lake? Cho meaning lake. That's the lake for Mahasri. There told groups they need to go to this lake, Lamu Lacho. And then there would be an image appearing on the surface of the lake. And the scene where they'll be born, and the houses and the trees around it. That's the lake of Mahasri. So Lamu means Mahasri.
个大马哈嘎拉的儿子。
So he was the son of Mahakala and Mahasri and came to my house last night.
他的以后的传说非常的多。
And there are many different
他真的是希瓦的魔神。
many different
龙树菩萨在
legends about it.
捡到。
But at first, that was a demon god of Hinduism, and there was one of his statue floating on the river and picked up by Nagarjuna. And then the great translator from Tibet in the 11th century brought it back to Tibet and became the greatest, the most important protector of Tantric Buddhism, Tibetan Tantrayana.
第一个，他是战斗神。
Mahakala have several different names. One is the warring god, and second is the kitchen god. Third, he's the wealth or fortune god.
不要忘掉一个就是第四个
And the
是
fourth
柏林的神。
is the god in the cemeteries.
分场所，它有四大特性。
In cemeteries, so 4 characteristics about Mahakala.
也就是东海
So Japanese Tantrayana,
这个库
Kobudaishi or Kokai,
爽，把这个空海传到这个日本的大黑铁马哈嘎拉，就变成财神。
the Mahakala that Kukai brought to Japan became wealth deity. Of the 7 wealth deities, one of them is Mahakala, right?
到哪去？传到日本的，就是
That's the one in Japan.
他是战斗神。
Fortune god.
王的神。
So the battle god, kitchen god, wealth
另外
or fortune god,
堂主
and the head of cemeteries.
它有四个特性。
4 special characteristics.
师尊所传授的黑六臂马哈嘎拉，是否是11面千眼观世音菩萨心中
6-armed
所画下
Mahakala, origin and crown. Is it the 11 face, 1,000 eye, 1,000 Avalokitesvara or Amitabha's emanation? Yes, yes.
黑色的六臂马哈嘎拉，其本地和顶饰应该是11面。
And was the 6-armed Mahakala an emanation of the home syllable inside the heart of the 11 face, 1,000 eye, 1,000 Avalokitesvara? Yes.
大力金刚。
The look of the appearance of Mahakala is similar to Mahabala, but not exactly. To recognize him, you need to recognize 4 special characteristics. On his head, 5 skull crowns to symbolize the 5 poisons transformed into 5 wisdoms. And on his chest,
51颗人头。
the chanting beads are made of 51 skulls to represent 51 mind transformation. And one hand is holding a curved knife. This is important. And this curved knife to cut off the greed, anger, illusion, doubt, arrogance, and all kinds of habitual tendencies to be cut off.
拿着嘎巴拉，
And the other hand is holding a kapala or skull cup filled
就是
with
甘露，
nectar.
就是亲近这个东西嘎巴拉里面所装的，
So what's inside kapala
以后呢，得到了甘露，身心
would give nectar to the drinker and purify the body and mind.
气，
So four important Dharma implements,
五罗
the important symbols,
51颗，
the 5 skull
一颗人头，
crown, 51 skull
另外
chanting
这
beads,
一种叶刀，这一
and one hand is holding a carved knife
马嘎拉的象征，
or curved knife,
所有的
and the other hand holding
马嘎拉
kapala.
形象。
There are many different forms of Mahakala. In Grandmaster's Buddha Tantric quarters, there is one 6-armed white Mahakala.
马嘎拉的儿子跟我讲，
Mahakala's son
观
told
世
me
音菩萨的化身，
that was an emanation of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva,
观世音菩萨的化身。
the 6-armed white Mahakala.
这黑六臂马嘎拉
And the black 6-armed Mahakala
一面千手观音，或是阿弥陀佛。我告诉你了，
is it
11面千手
11
观音
face,
的
1,000-armed Avalokitesvara or
就是
Amitabha?
阿弥陀佛。
But let me tell you, the crown ornament of the 11-faced 1,000-eyed Avalokitesvara is Amitabha.
可以，因为它是观世音菩萨的11面，或者11面千手观音做
So
也是
on Mahakala's crown, it can be Avalokitesvara or Amitabha. Either one is
第二
fine.
个问题。
That's the answer to the second question. The third one,
神传体总日是末，
you transmitted the 6th syllable to be more or home.
因为本地不同，所以才有不同的。
So that's because the origin is different?
就是观世音菩萨心中控日化现，第
So emanated from the home syllable inside Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Should I use blue or black home syllable?
你如果你供奉的玛嘎拉是六背黑色的
If
玛
the Mahakala you enshrine is the
以
black
控日为主，
6-arm,
而且是
then you use black home syllable.
好，这是回答他的问题，回答他的问题。
That's my answer to his questions.
这样，但是玛嘎拉它的显化非常多的，有2倍，
But there are many appearances, 2-arm, 4-arm, 6-arm, 8-arm, and also 1,000-arm, 1,000-eyed.
这还有千手千眼，因为它
Mahakala,
清朝的皇太极
because he was
帮了
helping
蒙古
Huang Taiji of the Qing dynasty and Kublai Khan of the Mongolian dynasty. The Yuan dynasty and the Qing dynasty both highly revere
有
Mahakala.
玛嘎拉的庙，
And even in Beijing, there is a Mahakala
传到日
temple
本就变成福德神，就是
And
七财神之一。
transmitted to Japan. Mahakala is one of the 7 fortune gods.
它的画线很多不一样的，
There are many different appearances,
因为每一
a
个
great
朝代不一样
variety,
它变化。
and different for different periods.
得到的
And there are also many legends.
第一首，为什么呢？因为
The
玛
first
嘎拉跟拉姆所生的儿子小玛嘎拉跟我们讲，
The little Mahakala, the son of Mahakala and Ramu told me all this.
好，我们现在这个讲维摩诘经。
Now we will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra.
讲一个笑话吧。
Let me share a joke first.
因为感冒流鼻水，
Because I
所以带
catch cold,
早起上来。
and because
电梯上楼的时候有
my nose keep
里头人
running, so I wear 3 layers of mask. And someone farted in the elevator,
我戴着3个口罩，
and everybody was covering their nose. But luckily, I cover my nose with 3
但是有人
layers of mask, and because I have stuffy nose, I didn't hear anything. But someone couldn't hold it and shouted, "Who is farting?"
戴着3个口罩来。
You say you need to ask someone with 3 masks is here.
算命师对小明讲：“你
The fortune teller told Xiaoming
朋友，
that in your future life you'll have many girlfriends. And Xiaoming said, "Oh, you're so accurate."
因为小明讲说，
Because Xiaoming said, every time I tell a girl, they always tell me, "How about next life?"
小明养了一只鹦鹉，
Xiaoming
早上都讲
has a parrot, and every morning
你好，鹦鹉回答。
he would say, "Good morning, how are you?" And the parrot never replies, just nodded his head.
小明又一直很有恒心的教他，
So he keeps
鹦鹉就是点
teaching the parrot, "Good morning," and the parrot just nodded his head.
小明实在是累了，因为鹦鹉都不讲话。
And finally, Xiaoming gave up
就今天呢，
because the parrot never say anything.
早安，
So he didn't say that anymore.
就
And then the parrot said,
你见到我都不问好，
"How come you don't say hi?"
鹦鹉会讲话的。
So the parrot,
我为什么不问好？
the parrot actually can speak.
好，我们讲维摩诘经吧。
Now we will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra.
为什么不换那个字呢？
Now we're talking about marvel-born Bodhisattva. Why didn't they change the character into lotus-born Bodhisattva?
啊，这个翻译的哦，这个翻
This translator into Chinese
维摩诘经把它翻成中文，真的是没有脑袋。
has no brain.
菩萨
Marvel-born
为什么叫妙生
Bodhisattva.
菩萨？
Why is he called marvel-born? There's a reason behind
这个
it.
菩萨
This Bodhisattva
证得无生，
has attained
无生
unborn,
有的无生，
the state of
生命的生。
unborn,
其实
birthlessness.
这个娑婆世界，
Actually, in the Saha world,
妙生菩萨来娑婆世界，
the marvel-born
跟我
Bodhisattva
昨天讲的，他是来随顺众生，
comes to the Saha world,
随顺
like what I said yesterday, to fulfill the wishes of sentient beings, to follow the Dharma nature and
他
the
证
Buddha
到无生
nature.
以后，
What it meant is, after he attained the state of birthlessness, his coming to the Saha world is to fulfill or follow the wishes of the sentient beings to transform and deliver them. And so, continually to be reborn following affinities to deliver sentient beings. Then the one who does that is called marvel-born Bodhisattva. He has attained birthlessness. Sakyamuni Buddha under the Bodhi tree gained enlightenment. And then he thought, I might as well enter nirvana. He wanted to leave from samsara because he understood the birthlessness. Therefore, he felt that since I am enlightened already, sentient being is no sentient beings. And because they are not sentient beings, they are called sentient beings. So after he realized this, he felt that it's best that I go back to the realm of Buddha. So Indra and Brahma came to beseech the Buddha to stay to turn the Dharma wheel, and thereafter he stayed. Otherwise, there would not be any Buddhism. So marvel-born means that he's realized the birthlessness. So being born according to affinity, that birth and death are the same. And he's being reborn continually without any pain and suffering. And then he would be called a marvel-born Bodhisattva. Now do you understand? So this Bodhisattva has gained enlightenment about birthlessness. So his birth is just following affinity. And he's delivering sentient beings accordingly, following the course of nature. So following the course of Buddha nature too, to deliver sentient beings. That's the meaning of marvel-born Bodhisattva. And then a few major, big, great Bodhisattva. The next one is flower ornament Bodhisattva. Flower. When you perform the 6 perfections, like what we mentioned earlier, giving or generosity, precepts, endurance, diligence, meditation, wisdom. These are the 6 perfections and called 6 paramitas. When you perform this, that's the cause. And because you perform this, it generates merit. And what is merit like? Like flower. Like flower. And the flower never wilt. So those are flowers that never wilt. Most worldly flowers are beautiful when they just bloom and then they wilt. But the one who's performing the 6 paramitas,
凋谢，
then
这个就是花
and generate merit, and the merit is ever present and never willed.
叶
And this is called flower. And then you use this flower to adorn
就是华严
the Pure Lands and Buddha verses. And such a bodhisattva is called a flower ornament bodhisattva.
华严
And flower ornament or avatamsaka is also the name of a school.
所谓一花一世界，
So one flower, one world. So one flower is one world.
华严三尊呢，就是释迦牟尼佛、文殊师利菩萨，
So the three Avatamsaka Trinity,
在里面
Sakyamuni Buddha, Manjushri Bodhisattva, and Samantabhadra Bodhisattva.
华严菩萨，就是
So
不凋谢的
following are great bodhisattvas.
庄
So this Avatamsaka Bodhisattva
菩萨，
is a bodhisattva to adorn the Pure Lands with the merit of 6 perfections. So now do you know?
再来讲观世音菩萨阿弥
The next one, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva.
太大，这个菩萨太大，
This is too
这
big.
都知道观世音菩萨。
We all know Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva or Guan Si Yin
每次
Bodhisattva.
念他，南无大慈大悲，
Every time I would call on her, Namo, the greatly loving and compassionate
救难。
who salvage us from suffering and calamities. Avalokitesvara
的
Bodhisattva.
时候，
The Vietnamese during the Vietnam War,
从这个
the South Vietnamese
那个西贡，从西贡
left Saigon
到这个
to go to
到海边，那个海边叫什么名字？头顿，
the seaside called Totun.
我去过，你们去过吗？
I've been there. Have you? Anybody?
我好几个都去过。
Oh, several of you.
头顿海边呢，就是很多人
That's by the seas.
也
And then they got on the boats there.
乘船出来，
So refugees,
新加坡有的到
they went to Hong Kong, Singapore by boats, and then many of them got to America.
那时候是难民，有的
So Vietnamese refugees from that time,
都有。
and they went to Australia and many countries around
现
the
在已经
world.
变成胡志明西体。
But now the city has become Ho Chi Minh City, and I've visited that too.
这个我也去了头顿，我还去游泳，
And I visited Totun too and swam there
浪很大，
in the ocean. And the waves were huge.
尝试的哥哥的嫂嫂，
Master Changzi's brother's wife told me
那些难民在船上，
that the refugees on the boats,
30个人可以坐着船，挤了300个人。
that a boat that is
这个时候他们出来是这样的，
for 30 people was packed with 300 people.
他们就是念
And then when they have huge waves, they just chanted, Namo, the greatly loving and compassionate,
能够很
salvaging from
在最
suffering and calamities, Avalokitesvara
观世
Bodhisattva.
音菩萨是
So at
为什么叫做观世？
their most tormented moments, they pray to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva.
听到了这些声，
So these names mean that
救苦。
when upon hearing these prayers or sound, they would provide salvation upon hearing
金灿，
the suffering.
师尊在慈云寺学金灿，
Grandmaster at the Tzu En Temple learned how to chant.
兄弟， 我聽中文比不住好因緣，妙為觀世音。今念的就是這個藏。
So we sing it.
我見中文比不住好因緣，妙為觀世音。唱得太高了。
The key maybe is a bit too high or too low.
這個經藏經懺我是這樣子寫，觀世音菩薩普門品，他的觀世音菩薩普門品，觀世音菩薩是很偉大的一個菩薩。
So that's the Universal Gate Sutra of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And Avalokitesvara is a truly great bodhisattva, one of the 8 great bodhisattvas, the bodhisattva who provides salvation upon hearing suffering. The whole Tibet is the spiritual center of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Every Tibetan chants Om Mani Padme Hum. It's truly tremendous. The whole Tibet is chanting Om Mani Padme Hum.
它的净土就是普陀珞珈山，浙江啊。
And his pure land is Mountain Buddhaloka in the Zhejiang province. That's the spiritual center of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, a truly tremendous Bodhisattva, the most compassionate. I often chant Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, also Namo Amitabha, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Namo Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva, which is the same, the greatly powerful Bodhisattva, the same, also the ever diligent Bodhisattva. And the look or appearance of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the most important one is to hold the nectar vase and a willow branch to sprinkle the pure water. That's how great he is. Why is he called the providing salvation upon hearing? Because he observed the sound of samsaric suffering, and then they would look for the sound and provide salvation. And there are many appearances of Avalokitesvara and also many transformations. Like the thousand-eyed, thousand-armed Avalokitesvara has 11 faces, which means that he is the 11th ground of Bodhisattvahood, which is the same as Buddhahood. Therefore, in the past, he was the correct Dharma, radiance Tathagata. And now Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, tremendously great Bodhisattva that I highly revere. Now you all know about Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, right? He also have myriad transformations and emanations, providing salvation everywhere, seeking the sound of suffering and manifesting themselves there. And Mahakala too is one of his manifestations. The next one is Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva, or greatly powerful Bodhisattva. which is the Pure Land Trinity, Amitabha, Avalokitesvara, and Mahastamaprapta. In Mahayana Buddhism, he looks the same as Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, only that he's holding a different thing. He's holding a bouquet of lotus buds. So lotus usually open or have blossom, but this lotus are still in buds, enclosed. That belongs to Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva. At 26, upon the insight by Golden Mother, I started my Buddhist studies at the South Gate Bridge in Taichung. There was the 5802 survey team, and behind there is a Buddhi hospital, which is of course a Buddhist hospital. And in there is a Tai Si museum there. And two of his disciples are very famous in Taiwan. One is Master In Xun, which is the guru that I took refuge in, and the second one, who studied Tibetan Tantrayana, that's called Fa Zun. He's also a translator. He translated Tibetan sutras into Chinese. Fa Zun translated many Tibetan texts, and together with Master In Xun in Sichuan, at the Jingyin Mountain, and they were in retreat there. One believed in Tantrayana, called Fa Zun, and the other one is the three treatise school of Nagarjuna, and both of them were disciples of Tai Si Master Tai Si. So Master In Xun is the head of the three treatise school. So In Xun Master corrected Fa Zun's text. So they did not get along, and always in arguments. One is Mahayana, one is three treatises. So after arguing, finally they become fighting. They are both disciples of Tai Si Master Tai Si. And because Master In Xun was weaker, he fell from the cliff and broke his teeth. That's what I heard. But please don't believe it, okay? Don't believe this rumor. So Fa Zun walked the tantric path, and In Xun Master walked the three treatise school path. I was talking about Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva. I was talking about the Tai Si Museum or Memorial. It's on the side of the Puti Hospital. And there was a guru or teacher Li Bingnan, who belonged to Pure Land sect, was expounding on Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva Yuan Tong Zhang, the sutra, Nian Fo Yuan Tong Zhang. Oops. Which sutra is this from? This Mahastamaprapta chapter on.
你怎么知道？
How do you know?
看过了。你听过啊？听过也算可以了。
Oh, you heard it? It's from Avatamsaka Sutra.
就是我在那里听经的。李炳老师。
So that is correct. I was listening to the sutra exposition there by Master Li Bingnan.
为什么叫大士呢？
So why is he called the greatly powerful Bodhisattva Mahastamaprapta? Because he has tremendous power. When he stomped his feet, the demon's palace would tremble. You know, everybody worship Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Kuan Yin because they are close to sentient beings, but they don't know anything about Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva. What is it about? Which one? Maybe just a company? No, he's also a great Bodhisattva, greatly powerful Bodhisattva. The greatly diligent Bodhisattva are all of his names. His feet, I heard that if he just stomp his feet with a little bit more strength, that the palaces of the demons would tremble, shake. So if you want to be elected councilman or legislator or president, this deity would be number one for it. As long as you respect him and call on his name, you would create popularity with people, and you would have great power and authority. And this is the greatly powerful Bodhisattva. Why is he called this? Because you will gain great power. Now do you understand? Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva, or the greatly powerful Bodhisattva. If you want to become a president, or you want to become a senator, or a rep, it's best to chant this Bodhisattva and chant his name. It will increase your power. Xiaoming, after test, got home, and mom asked, "How's your test today?" And Xiaoming replied, "Do you want me to say it truthfully or not?" And mom said, "Of course, truthfully." Then I got 100. Why? Oh, this is playful word of Chinese. Times 10, so I got 100. In Chinese, it sounds the same. Xiaoming is very smart. Oh, money, bring me home.